guys, it's Dee and today is May 19th and I am bringing you another houseplant tour and update. If you're new here, welcome to my channel, and if you like the content, please subscribe. If you're a returning viewer, I am so grateful to have you. So let's get to it. Here is my Hoya Kerri, Albomarginata. No action on this one yet. And then moving on, my Aloe Vera. Still putting on growth. Alright, so this metal planter, I finally decided to put some plants in, and when I thought about it, I wanted to do something a little different than herbs. So I bought some fuchsia. These are called Autumnal Fuchsia. They are shade-loving outdoor plants. So I'm not really sure how they will do indoors. I noticed that they have been dropping leaves since they've been here. I'm not sure if they will flower, but I do like the autumnal colors on their leaves. I know it's hard to see right now because the sun is hitting them, but they do have these orange and green vibe going on. Remind me of autumn, and they are trailing plants and they are supposed to flower with red tubular flowers. If they do flower, great. If they just become full and trail, I will be very happy, and we'll see if they survive. Next up are my succulents, and they're very slow growers. I'm kind of getting tired of them, to be honest. I don't know, they just don't do anything for me anymore. I thought they were cute when I got them. Alright, so I moved the yucca back here in this corner, and as you can see, it's doing well up here, but in the bottom, it is in recovery mode. I think we're out of triage mode. I think we are now in recovery mode, as I do see a lot of new spikes coming in, and the spikes are actually looking real healthy. It's sparse, but healthy. So why did I move it back here? Again, in this corner where it died? Well, because I got these lights, LED lights, and I'm pointing them directly on the yucca. And I also have a grow light here hitting directly that area where it suffered. So I'm monitoring it and I'm praying for the best. All right, I moved my Stromanthe Triostar down here just because I got more plants that I put in its old location. But it's doing well. As you can see, this baby is a non-stop grower. So many new spikes coming in. It's like 1, 2, 3. I mean, I'm sure if I keep going around, there's another 4. You know, I can point out more, but yeah, this baby is just amazing, and I put it in a bigger pot in which it really likes and is just going to town with growth. All right, my plant shelf. Let's zoom in. This is a new one, and this was the location of where I had that Stromanthe. So now I put this one in its place. This is called Moses in a cradle or oyster plant, but I think it is scientific name is Tradescantia. I'm gonna put it up. I can't remember the name, but I do love the purple on this. I hope it's showing on the screen. The variegated stripes. It's just gorgeous. I've had it now for I think 2 weeks. It came bare root, so I did have to plant it in a pot, which I like because it reduces diseases, those pesky fungus gnats. So when I see plants, when I order them and they come in bare root, I'm happy. It is doing well. It likes moist soil and bright indirect light and humidity, so I do mist it every day, but I'm just in love with its colors. Okay, enough about that. My Peperomia Variegata Obtusifolia, doing well, putting on a lot of growth. This baby is also another one that's just a non-stop grower. And if you guys recall, I had taken cuttings out of this one, rooted them in water, and planted them back in this pot, just so that I can make this pot a bit full. And here is that last cutting I showed you guys I had made. This cutting rooted pretty quickly. Within the first week, it had developed roots. So I think this has been third week now. It's going to get potted up as soon as I'm done with this video into the pot. And hopefully I am done with taking cuttings and making this pot full. All right, next up is my bird's nest fern. Also really happy in this spot, getting a lot of bright indirect light, which it likes. I've been misting it every day. Actually, I mist most of my plants every day just because my house is really dry. And most of these plants tend to like to be in humidity and have somewhat of a moist but well-draining soil. It's always putting out new growth for me. As you can see, here's a new one that is coming in. That one was a new one. This was the last recent new one. Look how big it is now. Doing well. All right, moving down the shelf. And yes, I do have the grow light on, so bear with me. My Sansevieria Dwarf Samurai. Just love how cute this thing is, and I don't want it to change. Want it to remain like this forever. Okay, so behind the Sansevieria I have I'm lazy turning off the grow light, so I'm having to pull things in and out, and of course the sun isn't helping. Doing well, putting on lots of growth. Here's one that's kind of wonky in the way that it's coming in, but yeah, putting on growth. There's another one, but it's not trailing yet, and I want this stuff to start trailing. But maybe because it's under the light, the grow light, and it's receiving light from all kinds of directions, that it's not starting to trail. It's just becoming full in the center, which is not a bad thing. Most people want fullness in the center in their plants, so I'm not complaining really. All right, putting that back up. Okay, so I've been struggling with my queen, my Hoya Carnosa Crimson Queen. I really have been struggling with this one. I'm not sure what is happening here. I know this likes to be on the dry side, and you're only supposed to water when the soil is dry. And for the most part, that's what I've been doing. I've also been misting it every day because it likes a lot of humidity. However, what I'm noticing is that the leaves are very thin, very wrinkly. Not sure why that's happening. Can anyone help? Please, if you have some wisdom to provide, I'd love to hear it. I haven't had leaf loss on it. This was the new growth from last time I put up the video. Hasn't grown either, but no leaf loss on it yet. So would love to hear advice if you guys can provide some. All right, and then back there I have my golden and jade pothos. Nothing really to write home about on this one. Again, same behavior that I'm noting with the Pothos and Joy is that It's growing really full in the center, but it's not trailing, and I really want it to trail down this shelf. I don't know. All right, next up is my Callisia Repens Pink Lady, and it's putting on a lot of growth since I've gotten it. Look how big it's gotten. Look at that. Look at those pink leaves. That is looking good. I'm thinking of trimming it, and I'm thinking of propagating the trimmings into a new plant. What do you guys think? Because it's just growing wild and is really outgrowing this pot that it's in, just like a 2.5-inch pot underneath this decorative pot. I think it's outgrowing it really quickly. So yeah, I think I'm going to take some cuttings and propagate them. We'll see how that goes. All right, moving down the shelf are those cuttings that I had taken from my garden last summer. That's my wax begonia. Cutting is growing real full, but it's not flowering yet. It should be. It's not. I don't think it's getting enough light, and that is because the grow light, which is up here on the bottom of the shelf, is way too high for these plants, so I think they're suffering from lack of light. My Arabian Jasmine has produced flowers already. They've since faded, but I do see more flower spikes, if you can see that on the screen. Doing well, growing real well. And then my second Callisia Pink Lady, also growing real tall and stretching out because it's trying to reach for the light, and I think the light is too far for it. I don't know how to help it, but it's still looking good. Okay, another new plant, and scratch off my wish list. I got a Sansevieria whale fin, and this is a variegated whale fin. It came unrooted. It came, I want to say, 4 days ago it arrived, unrooted. And it had these 2 leaves on it. And I even think it came with a little pup inside here that's growing. Hope you can see that. All right, well, I put it in water, and this guy has rooted so fast. It's unreal. I could not believe how fast it rooted. I'm going to give it another week, just maybe 2, I don't know. We'll see how it goes, just to get these roots to develop further before I pot it up. But I've been looking out for this plant for a while now, and finally I found it. Doing well. Alright, next up are my figs. So this one is my Black Mission fig, and if you guys recall from my last videos, it was struggling because it wasn't getting enough light. I've since moved it to this location because this window or the sliding door gets a lot of bright and direct light, and I put it underneath the grow lights. It's been since doing well, putting on a lot of growth, so I am happy with the progress and the recovery of this plant. And this one is the Black Mission, and then this one is the baby. Let me take it out of the pot, show you guys. This one is the Black Madeira fig, growing like crazy and doing real well. Okay, I just spent the morning aerating all the soil in all of these plants, so I hope that makes a difference. Okay, next up, this is the Monstera Deliciosa Thai constellation. I recently did an unboxing video about this one, and I am just in love with this. It is a baby plant. I think I love all my plants. I think I say that about all my plants. So this now has been in my possession for, when did I do that video? May 10th, today is May 19th, so about a little less than 20 days now. It's doing well. It is doing well. So this is the Thai constellation. It's a variegated Monstera delicioso, and what makes it a Thai constellation is all this marbling effect that's on these leaves, in addition to the white variegation. It's a very rare plant here in the United States. It is hard to get, and it is very expensive to buy. Got this one from eBay, and I am hopeful that I'm gonna see some new growth here and here fairly soon. We'll see. But I hear that the variegated monsteras are slow growers as opposed to the regular Monstera deliciosas. So we'll see. That's why I'm doing these videos, guys, so we can document the progress of these plants and see how they do over time and how fast they grow and their lighting conditions and their watering conditions. And I'm sharing this so hopefully not only does it help me, but also helps you guys as well. Next up is another one of my Hoya Carnosa Tricolor plants. Doing well. Okay, next up, my ZZ plant, which I just noticed has been putting on growth. I want to show that to you, so let's zoom in. All right, let's see. There is a shoot coming in. There's another shoot coming in. And then here is another shoot that apparently has been hiding from me, and I just noticed a few days ago that this plant has been putting on growth. Here's another shoot right here. Yeah, I'm not gonna keep looking for shoots, but this one shocked me that it's been secretly putting on growth and I had not noticed it. And mainly because I only water it like once every 2 months, seriously. It's very low maintenance and just is happy in this low light condition, and that's probably the reason why I did not notice. Alright, my Sansevieria BANTEL'S sensation. So last time I was telling you guys that I had noticed some browning on one of the spikes. So I've since cut that spike off, but I think I've resolved why that happened, and it is my underwatering. So I've been originally watering it like once a month, so I'm going to water it maybe every 3 weeks now. And I think when I was watering it every once a month, I wasn't giving it enough water because this is a really large pot. I think this is a 10 or 12 inch pot. It's probably more like a 10. And I don't think I was giving it enough water. So I've been every 3 weeks now soaking it, and I'm hoping for the best. I feel like the leaves which were turning in and getting really brittle are starting to get some life into them now. So I am praying for you, baby. This one is another Sansevieria Zeylanica, and I've mentioned to you guys that it sits in this corner here. I've had it for over a year now, and it's never put on any new growth that I've noticed. Well, ha 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 on me, because it was secretly putting on growth and I just didn't notice. You see that right there, light green? Yeah, it's a nice surprise. Love it. Okay, and then I got my spider plant here, doing well still. No further action on the growth of that little baby shoot, and no new babies still, but it's still looking really good, and I just love it in this location. And yes, I do move it from this location to the kitchen every couple of days to give it more light. All right, so here I've got my Lucky Bamboo, and this one is a slow grower really, but it is putting on new growth right there, and it's doing well. Okay, so this is that third Hoya Carnosa I was telling you guys about that was suffering from baby leaves dropping off constantly. Well, I've been misting it every day, and since the misting, the leaves have actually been growing. So there's that proof right there. Here's more growth, and there is more growth. These guys haven't dropped off yet since they've come in. This is new growth over here. So this one is doing real well. It's healthy. I love the way it trails. All right, next up is my Staghorn Fern. All right, let's bring this down so you guys can see. And it is doing well. That yellow leaf last time I showed you guys turned brown and fell off naturally. So if it falls off naturally, I'm okay with it, and it's actually doing well. All right, it's heavy, so it's got to go back on the shelf before it drops out of my hand. But for the most part, I do mist it every day. It likes fairly moist but well-draining soil. So I only water when the soil about 2 inches down feels dry to me. Okay, and then I've got my Peperomia Crusifolia Variegated. And this one is a slow grower only because it is in a location where it doesn't get so much light. As you can see, the window is way back over there, and this plant is way over here. So it isn't getting a lot of light. So the new growth that's coming in is very slow to come in. This one is a new one that's been growing in. I've been moving it to the window when I remember, so that I can give it more light so it could grow a little faster, because I do love this plant. And then over here is another Lucky Bamboo cuttings that I have, and it does have many new spikes that are coming in. All right, so this is my ZZ plant that we've been keeping track of for the past couple of months. That's that was the thickest and most prominent growth. That's its status right now. It's a real slow grower, this ZZ plant. Really slow, but all the shoots that were coming in are doing well, and this plant is still quite healthy. All right, so now we have my Sansevieria Black Star, still doing well, and those were the pups that came in with the plant. This pup has grown since I've purchased it for sure. Definitely noticing that growth. And that's the third pup right here. These guys are so cute. Aren't they cute? And guys, my final plant my Pothos Enjoy. Doing well, healthy, and lots of growth in the center. Very full plant and definitely producing lots of new leaves. And this is that stem that has been trailing, and it's always putting on new growth. There's another one gonna come out pretty soon. So this stem is slowly but surely trailing down this pot. All right, as always, I'm glad you're here. I thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. And until next time.